This High Court case started out as a family birthday party. At some point, they decided to get fish and chips, and Irene Cook headed out with her sister in law, Margaret. Margaret Cook had never obtained a driver's license. It was a family joke. She told Irene that she was planning to surprise everyone by getting a learner's permit the next day. Irene encouraged Margaret to have a go at driving immediately. Margaret was reluctant, but she eventually gave in. Her first effort at driving was a complete disaster. Coming around a corner too fast, she realised she was going to hit a parked car. She tried to accelerate out of trouble and crashed into a concrete telephone pole. Irene was injured and she sued. Normally, any driver owes the standard of care of a driver with ordinary levels of skill or experience. The question here was whether it was reasonable to expect someone who had never driven before to demonstrate that standard of care. The court ended up arriving at a really unusual rationale. Essentially, what they said was that in relation to any other driver on the road, Margaret owed those drivers the same standard of care as a driver of ordinary skill and experience. But Irene knew that Margaret had no skill or experience. So to Irene, Margaret only owed the standard of care which would be required of a first-time driver. The majority judges said, in relation to other users of the highway, the duty of care of both instructor and pupil will ordinarily be the same objective standard, since the relevant relationship will be the ordinary one between a driver and another user of the highway. As between themselves, however, it would be to state a half-truth to say that the relationship was, if the pupil was driving, that of driver and passenger. The special circumstances could not rationally be seen as giving rise to a duty to drive with the skill reasonably to be expected of a competent and experienced driver. Indeed, it is the very absence of that skill which lies at the heart of the special relationship between the driving instructor and his pupil. In the end, this case shows that even a terribly inexperienced driver owes to every other driver the same standard of care that would be shown by a driver of ordinary skill or experience.